I just wanted to give my commentary on the news coverage that we've been getting for a proposed gravel pit in Gallatin Gateway, Montana. Enjoy.
Sitting at the mouth of the canyon, folks living in Gallatin Gateway say they have some pretty beautiful views, but that view might soon be ruined thanks to a gravel pit.
Crazy how she's framing this right off the bat as everything could be ruined thanks to the gravel pit.
See, all of these houses they're here because it's beautiful, but it won't be.
I love how he leaves out the reclamation project as well as the fact that all the houses he just mentioned used gravel and aggregate.
A passion project and a labor of love is how John Bodden describes the Enterprise Ranch he and his wife Ramona have called home since 1970.
It was run down, therefore I could buy it, even though I was just out of school.
With his own background in environmental studies, Bodden fixed up the ranch and turned it into what it is today. He took me on a drive through the ranch where you can see spring-fed creeks, 4 trout ponds, lush pastures, and more.
This place is so pretty. If this mine doesn't ruin it.
Here's the real kicker, folks. All those trout ponds and streams on Bodden's ranch there, that was all a reclaimed gravel pit. Yes, you heard me right. And not only that, but it was mined by none other than TMC.
In June, folks like Bodden received this notice in the mail announcing a 6 million cubic yard gravel pit coming to town off 191 across from Cottonwood and Bodden's Ranch.
6 million yards, 40,000 big dump trucks of gravel on one of the most dangerous roads in Montana. They are externalizing the costs. They get all the benefits of selling the gravel.
So where are those gravel trucks coming from now? Are they coming from Belgrade or other pits? Are the trucks having to travel further now? Would moving the pit out here actually reduce the number of trucks needed? Maybe an acceleration lane and a turning lane could be implemented? Could it actually make the road safer?
While folks like Bodden say they will pay the cost.
And what's it got to do? Put out plumes of dust, of smoke, and a huge amount of noise.
More footage of his beautiful reclaimed gravel pit.
Along with Bodden's creeks and ponds,
Tons of trout in there.
there is also a great amount of wildlife.
We have elk calving grounds and deer, and we're trying to protect all that.
He says the pit threatens every one of those things, including groundwater.
That's a pretty big claim. Things must have changed a lot since the 70s when you had your gravel pit. Maybe it's just not nearly as safe now that we have a Department of Environmental Quality.
Carly Russell with the Department of Environmental Quality says they have not yet analyzed the environmental impacts of the proposed gravel pit.
We make sure that the application meets the requirements of the Open Cut Mining Act and do environmental analysis.
Folks like Bodden say the proposed pit is being pushed without any prior public comment, and the operator TMC has not earned a respectable reputation.
Looks like a sneaky, nasty, avaricious move that will have very substantial negative consequences, environmental.
No, looks like they did a beautiful job on your place.
Russell says the DEQ is still accepting public comment, but
Unfortunately, as long as the application meets all the requirements of the Open Cut Mining Act, we have an obligation as an agency to issue the permit.
which Bodden says will disappoint him and his neighbors.
I mean, it's just off our ranch border. So that means we'll be inundated with smoke, with dust, and with a nuisance.
In Bozeman, Jolie Salee, MTN News.
In summary, you can see the hypocrisy just knows no bounds, that the reporting is so one-sided, and that they didn't even come to us, the property owners, to get our side of the story. They didn't bother to describe the incredible reclamation process that would take place. This is happening all over the state, and these people need to be stopped. They need to be called out for what they're doing, and we need to make sure that down the line in the future, when people do things like this, they're held accountable. If you want to help in that process, go to gatewayrocks.com, link in the description, and comment and make your voices heard. Love you lots, appreciate you lots, and Godspeed.